Okay, you guys, listen. What is that? Did you Can you hear me? Can you hear me? I'm on a different computer. My computer's messing up bad. But hmm, I might have to go pull out another computer. I got 100 computers. Oh, you can hear me? Okay, cool. I got computers. I'm telling y'all, I need to quit buying my computers from the dog. No, well, not really, because sometimes I get good computers from the pawn shop, but it's like my computer won't let me log in, right? So I had to put on another computer, and this computer is slow and it wants to do its own thing. So, hey, I guess I'm here. But anyway, how are you guys doing? I know I haven't been on here in a while. I got a concerned message from Antonio. So Antonio was like, "Hey, where are you? Haven't you just got her channel took, and hopefully you." I've done my channel taken away from me because I talk about uh, an array of things. I don't just stick to one topic. I don't stick to one subject because the it becomes redundant and boring. You have to make it interesting. So you end up saying things that you shouldn't say. It just continues to make people that listen to you that don't like you more aggressive and more aggressive and more aggressive towards your channel. So you can't really pinpoint and say, oh, she's racist. Oh, she's degrading to men. Oh, she doesn't like white people. Oh, she don't like Hispanic people. Oh, you can't pinpoint. You can't. There's no definitive. I talk about everything, right? And that was the main point of me talking about everything because I've seen other people's channels get taken down, and it's like you don't have to always learn from people, and that's what I like. This is why I pretty much stay as functioning as I want to. All right, you guys. So listen, I'm trying to. I don't know. Oh my god. Really? Okay. Anyway, um, I didn't really get to have any breakfast. So anyway, I just had some free time this morning. I said, with this art of war. Oh, I know what I can do. Let me get started with this art of war. So I have read. It seemed like it was kind of short. Sun War, right? And I get what he's saying when you're actually gonna go to, but how I want to interpret it is in your small little life, right? And not everybody's life is small, but if you, that's the macro level, actual war. And then we're going to go to the micro level, which is you, your family, your environment, like, what the things that you can do to always win, right? Who wants to be a loser? Sometimes you lose, right? But the way you go about things determines how bad you lose, right? Hey, listen, I don't mind losing sometimes, but man, I don't want to just lose in the worst way and lose the most. I don't mind losing. You have to lose because, yes, you do have to learn your own lesson. So, anyway, he had, let me see, how many sections? So, he had laying plans was the first. Um, Waging war the second. Um, what was third? Attack by stratagem, which was third. Let's see. Then he had tactical dispositions, four. Then he has the use of spy. No, no, ooh, that's out of order. That is so last. Okay, here we go. And then he had five, which is energy. Then he has six, which is weak points and strong. Then he then he has that's a good one. That's a good one. You move. Then he had eight variations. Then he has nine. Oh my God, I hate these computers. Okay, in and out rapidly. Oh wow. Okay, this is what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna try to see if this one works. Give me a minute, you guys. Let me figure out what I'm gonna do. Okay, tell me if my voice is consistent right now. Am I still going in and out fast? Oh, I can see it. I can see how. I'm not gonna, let me let me do this. It could be that I need some headphones. Hold on and let me grab some headphones. It kind of makes things interesting when I'm still going to put some headphones on, even though it sounds like it sounds good, but um, let's see. I don't know what the heck. I don't know what happened to this computer. Where is my phone? Who got an ultimatum? I want to be nosy, Pride B. What's going on? Can you guys hear me better first of all, before I get to yapping and y'all you can't understand me? I'm not saying anything. Oh, hallelujah! I might be able to get off of this computer and get on my other one. Hold on. For now, it's clear. Right, right. Okay, so anyway, you guys get the point. There are so many different they're small chapters, I will call them, little chapters. However, um what? Hold on. Oh my god. Okay. Anyway, bump that. Okay, so here's why I wanted to do this. I know you guys like, what is she talking about? What is the application of the art of war, right? Well, I don't actually mean the actual we can do as individuals in, in our life. If we take a lot of men, and when I speak about men, I speak about black men. So if we looked at a whole bunch of black men, some of the area is with education, employment, housing, and family, right? And it is because they don't possess the necessary tools to thrive, survive, make good decisions. Like, you don't have to be an educated person, highly educated, to have a beautiful life or to just go about doing things in a specific way that will maintain you as long as you live, right? But someone has to give you a direction and teach you how to do it. It is not something that people are born with. It is not something that's just gonna come to you, right? Either it's gonna come through wins and losses. It's gonna come through just like really comprehending the world and seeing what's going on and how to maneuver within it, right? In your own personal life. But this is what I don't see happening, right? So what I see is a lot of partying, a lot of living for today, a lot of fast living, a lot of just not preparing for the future. Because if you're living for today, that means you have made no preparations for tomorrow or the next day or the next day after that, right? So this is causing black men to basically all go down the same road and end up hopping off a cliff and not realizing that this may be your last step before you hop off the cliff, right? Because they're all going, it's as if they're all being herded in the same direction. And I see it. I don't know if y'all can see it or not, but I can see them all being herded in the same direction, and that is to nowhere fast, basically off a cliff fast, right? So Sun Tzu on the Art of War, his first thing was laying plans. So he says the art of war is of vital importance to the state, right? So if I were to interpret that, I would say the art of war is vital to the importance of your life, your home, your family, whatever it is that you care about, your own self, right? This can be done as an individual thing. It doesn't necessarily have to be done with a group of people, a family, or whatever. This can be just done on an individual basis, right? So then he says, it is a matter of life and death, a road either to safety or to ruin. Hence, it is a subject of inquiry which can on no account be neglected. So what he's saying is that, hey, if you don't understand the art of war, then you can either go down a road to safety or a road to ruin. And what I have the art of war then is governed by 5 constant factors when seeking to determine the conditions obtaining in the field, right? These are number one, the moral law, number two, heaven, number three, earth, number four, the commander, and number five, method and discipline. Okay? The moral law causes the people to be in complete accord with their ruler so that they will follow him regardless of their lives, undismayed by any danger. So if we look at the moral law and we said this means you're in complete accord with your ruler. This means that there is one mind, one body, one thought. Whoever you're around, if this is your family, you guys are all going to have the same common goal given to you by who? The general, commander in chief, whoever, however you want to see yourself. You want to see yourself as the president of your life, then you're the commander in chief. If you don't want to see yourself as a president of your life, then go ahead and go down a step further, go to the general. Now you're the general, right? However, you cannot be a soldier. You, you just cannot be a soldier because a soldier does not lead, a soldier follows. So you have to take one or either of those positions. Now, me, you could be CEO. You can be the administrator. You can be, there are so many, you want to be the top position. Your mindset should be uh, top position mindset. You should never ever look at yourself as a soldier, right? When you're dealing in your personal life, making your own decisions, making decisions for your family, right? You should always be the top person, the head nigga, head bitch in charge, right? So if you just were doing this on your own, say you didn't have any family, or say you were on your own, you have to, it's mental hygiene then. You can't be schizophrenic, can't be two people, right? Yeah, shit that don't make sense. You can't be bipolar manic depressive. You can't have a manic state and a depressed state. No, you're two people, right? You have to be on one on one accord with yourself, means sound of sound mind and body, in order to consistently carry out the necessary functions to have a beautiful existence, right? So heaven signifies night and day, cold and heat, times and seasons. How I would interpret that is, how best do you function? Do you function best in the daytime? Do you function best in the evening time? Or do you function best at nighttime? And this is where you want to, I mean, some people can thrive in all three. I can thrive in all three. But you want to be in the maximum conditions. So for me, that would be day. well, I guess evening or night. It really doesn't matter for me. But some people, um, it does matter. So, with that being said, if you function better at night, then you want to get a night job, right? If you function better in the daytime, you might want to get a day job. You're happiest. You're at your best, right? If you function better in the evening time, you might want to find an evening job, right? Because you have to be out dealing with people, bosses, and all different types of people. So you want to be on your best behavior, have your best attitude. So you want to be feeling your best. And then the rest of the time, in your home, of course, you should always feel happy there, right? But figure out when you thrive the best. And that's when you should be working, right? Don't go to work in the morning if you're not a morning person. Don't go to work at night if you like to go to bed. The job is not going to last long for you, right? You're not going to be happy. You're going to make everybody's lives miserable. So think about that, right? Laying plans. Remember, we're in the laying plans, right? So you plan, huh? Day, night, evening. What do I want? Which one do I want to work? Because as commander in chief, the general, administrator, CEO, whatever of your life, you have to have money, right? Gotta have money. Even when you're starting doing your own business, you still have to determine when do you function better. In the morning, you're gonna get up and you're gonna pay attention to your product. At night, you're gonna be up paying attention to your product. It does not matter what you do to get your money. You have to figure out the optimum functioning time that you have and take it there. Okay. Earth is distant, great danger and security, open ground and narrow passes, the chances of life and death. So, me myself personally, I like to work close to home. When you have to be out of the house, how far are you willing to travel from your station, from your home, from where you live, right? If you travel far, that's the furthest away you are from your safety net, right? Um, mm, I just got a thought. Let me not. I'm gonna give it to you. I'm gonna give you the thought. This is why some men, when they work out of town, they have a side chick who has a home because that's another safety net. Oh my God. Um, this is why if they work on the other side of town, or they frequent the other side of town because of whatever, they usually have some side chick on the other side of town. That's interesting. Okay, that was just a thought. But anyway, how far do you want to travel to the grocery store? How far do you want to travel to all the necessary resources that you need? How far are you willing to travel? How far out of your comfort zone are you willing to go? We know that, back in the 90s when, we had gang members, hoods, and different things like that, they were pretty much restricted to their hood. If they went outside their hood and got caught, then there could be some trouble, right? So they would usually stay in the hood, visit the neighborhood stores, the neighborhood fast food joints, the neighborhood swap meets, and different things of that nature because it's within their comfort zone. And they were constantly at war and they knew it, so they carried themselves accordingly, right? And your own happiness and, you know, safety and security, how far are you willing to travel, right? Me, I'm not willing to travel that far. I'm not going all the way out to the next town over just to go to the doggone grocery store. We're gonna have to make do with what we got here, right? Because of that reason, safety net and other reasons, resources. So the commander stands for the virtues of wisdom, sincerely, benevolence, courage, and strictness, right? You have to be a good person, right? You have to be smart. You have to be wise. You have to be sincere. You have to be benevolent. You have to be courageous, but you also have to be strict, right? You don't just let a fucker run up on you. on you and do anything they want. You got to be strict. Like, hold up, you got some boundaries, right? So you got to be strict with yourself. You can't go running up on people. You can't just go doing whatever you want to do. You got to have some boundaries and strictness for your own self, right? It's called standards. Then, if you're dealing with a family, you got to have a certain strictness with a family. No, you need to be here at X, Y, and Z. If not, I'll come pick you up. If you don't think you can make it back, I'll come get you. But however, the time is this, and if I have to come get you to meet the time, because you can't get here on your own to meet the time, the goal is to meet the time. But people usually make an issue of I have to come get you. No, the point is the time. So if I have to come get you to adhere to this time, I'm coming to get you. If you can get here in that time, I don't care how you get here, but in that time, right? And you remain consistent with that time. You don't bend, right? That's how you display strictness. All right. By method and discipline are to be understood the marshaling of the army in its proper subdivisions, the graduations of rank among the officers, the maintenance of roads by which supplies may reach the army, and the control of military expenditure. Now, if you are just by yourself, that means you're the whatever you are, the secretary, you got to be everything, right? So you have to make sure that if you're by yourself, everything that you're doing is in order, necessary, and complete. If you have a family, your secretary would possibly be, if you got a wife, it will be your wife. Your secretary is your wife. That's why back in the day, men came home and brought the money to the wife because she is the secretary. She is handling all of the necessary things that need to go on in the house, paying bills, buying food, buying clothes for everybody, the kids, whatever, supplies for the house, and things of that nature. But if you're the commander in chief and you're holding on to the money and you have to do all these, you ain't got time for all that. That's why you have help. Now, if you're by yourself, then yes, you have time for that. You don't even have to think about nobody else's feelings and why are you so controlling and why can't I have access to the money. You ain't got to listen to none of that. It's just you. So yes, you are going to have to do all these things. Maybe your mother is your secretary. Maybe you say, "Hey, ma, I got paid here. Hold on to my money. Do some savings for me. When you go to the grocery store, just pick up what I need. This, that, and the third." However you do it, you need a secretary. You need somebody to manage that money. Okay. Um. So when you say maintenance of roads by which supplies may reach the army, maintaining your vehicle, your car, being able to take a shopping cart and walk to the grocery store, being able to, get a ride. How are you going to maintain that, right? So this is why you don't go fooling around with your car. You don't go fooling around, taking your friend uh all the way across town to see some side chick or some chick. She need to come pick him up, or he need to be doing his own art or war on his own and figuring out how to do that. Especially if you have a family. You want to be putting yourself out there as little as possible because you never know, right? You never know. Cool cat. The strength of any military strategy is the implementation of an effective logistical plan. An army marches on its stomach. Is an example of this axiom. Yeah, that's true. That's true. So, like I said, we're in the laying plans, right? This is number one, laying plans. You have to have everything in order, but first of all, you have to have your mind in order, right? So, I mean, it's almost as if you really can't do all this if your mind is messed up, right? Say for example, yeah, your mind is intact, but you have devices like you like women, different women, or you like alcohol vices that prevents you from maximum strength, that's a problem, right? It's going to create a problem within your mind. So no, I mean, I'm sorry, it's a boring life. It's a hell. Let me tell you something. It's a hell of a boring life to do everything that you're supposed to do, right? It is so boring. However, guess what else it is? It's a very lengthy life. It's a long life. A lot of people don't understand why their lives are cut short. It is because they do not have structure, discipline, and a way of living. This is just one way of living. Using so many different ways to do things. But I figure, hey, I'm talking to the guy, so this is pretty much the best way I can see for a man. The other ways pretty much pertain to women, right? The science of good team strategy is fascinating to me. I played my fair share of PUBG. Yeah, right. So by method and discipline are to be understood the marshaling of the Army in its proper subdivisions, the graduations of rank among the officers, the maintenance of roads by which supplies may reach the Army, and the control of military expenditure. So when it says marshaling of the Army in its proper subdivisions, say, for example, you got five sons. You got five sons, right? What is each of their duties for the home? And these can be grown sons, and these can be you know the fact of the matter is, this is how I look at life. I didn't bring my kids in the world to have them become adults and then boot them out the house. You know why? Because you're basically booting your soldiers out the house. We need help living life. You can do it by yourself, but if you don't have to, why should you? If your kids don't want to do it by themselves and don't have to do it by themselves, why should you want them to, or why should you make them? Right? Just because you don't kick your kids out the house does not mean they're not going to learn anything, or they're not going to learn to sink or swim. No, it just means they just might sink a little bit faster than they learn to swim, and they may not learn how to swim all that well. I view it as you're passing down, well, no, yeah, you're passing down your ranks, right? So, say, for example, when you die, your parents die, and you have your oldest son or your daughter becomes commander in chief, right? But you're just basically teaching them how this is how we live, this is how we do things, right? Yeah, you can send your your grown son out into the enemy's hands. Yeah, by all means, do so if that's what you feel. That's your heart to do. Go send him into the hands of the enemy, because that is what is outside your door. Enemies. The enemy is out there, right? The enemy is out there. That's why I asked you, how far are you willing to travel away from home for resources, for work, for food, clothes, for whatever? How far out of your comfort zone are you willing to travel? Because the enemy is out there. You don't know you don't know who's going to end up being your enemy when you're at the grocery store. Somebody might roll over your foot with the shopping cart, right? You might have an accident and your way across town. Now you have to pay a horrendous amount to get your car towed back to your house, or you whoever, maybe your family members at home don't have easy access to you. They can't all you know uh, put their shoes on and head around the corner to the grocery store because that's where you're at, and see what's wrong with the car if the car breaks down. Anything, whatever, right? That is just the way that I think, about things. So Um, Control of expenditures. What do we like to do when we get paid? I like to run out to the damn grocery store. That's what I like to do. I like to run to the grocery store. Sometimes I like to run online and go shopping. But when I do that, that means this is my recreational money that I'm spending. Yeah, this is my recreational money that I'm spending. This is not bill money, rent money, different things of that nature. So how are you spending your money? I'm sorry, I'm trying to fix this computer. Anyway, how are you spending your money? Like what are you doing? Right? This is why you have your wife, you give her the funds. Of course, you've already explained to her how she needs to spend them and the things that, how you want her to spend the money. So that you don't just buy unnecessary things that you don't need and have your house all hoarded and cluttered like mine. I'm just kidding. Not that cluttered. Everything I have I use. So anyway, hi beautiful Halo. So these five heads should be familiar to every general. He who knows them will be victorious. He who knows them not will fail. Right? Therefore, in your deliberations, when seeking to determine the military conditions, let them be made the basis of a comparative. In order for you to make your money, do you do best in the daytime, evening time, nighttime? That's when you want to be working. That's when you want to be out. You're fully alert. You're in good spirits. You're thinking, right? Um, how far away do you want to travel from home? It could be a matter of life and death, access that your family has to get to you to help you, or whatever, right? How do you carry yourself when you're out in public, right? Are you virtuous? Are you wise? Are you using your wisdom that you've obtained? Are you courageous? Are you strict with who you allow access to you, right? How are you spending your money? How are you maintaining your home? Who have you put in charge of what? If you have other people in your life, who's in charge of what? Right? What are you spending your money on? Are you spending your money foolishly or are you spending your money on necessities? Listen, I was listening to you guys are gonna be like, what? I was listening to Napoleon Hill, right? I was listening to Napoleon Hill. And I can't even tell you, I don't remember because I have to listen to it a few times in order for it to stick, but I do remember what he was saying, right? So, yeah, I was listening to Napoleon Hill. Um, he said that a lot of people go out and basically spend money unwisely, right? Um, I'm a matter of fact. Let me see if this will turn on. Um, oh God. Okay. Anyway, so you have to plan, right? You have to lay your plans on how you're going to live your life. This is not something. This is not something like I said that is. This is really going to clown. This is not something you just grow up. You just grow up with. You acquire. Um, it it has to be taught to you. You have to have a certain comprehension level. You have to have gone through a lot of things. You have to have be of sound mind and body, right? Me personally, I've always lived my life like this. So this is nothing new to me. I've always lived my life like this. I've always shopped at the closest stores to my house. Sometimes, when I was in LA, you go to the mall and different things like that. You go to all the good spots or whatever. I'm not talking about for recreation or for fun. I'm just talking about when you have to frequently go somewhere, you don't want to be frequently traveling, all the way across the globe. So anyway, I've always lived like this. Um, I don't know. I guess I've just always been a cautious person. I've always been a person that saves. I've always been a person that, um, I don't know, just carry myself in a good way. I guess you could just really say I've paid attention to my mother a lot, to her good ways, not her bad ways. As though I do recognize her bad ways, and those are not some of the things I like to do. So I've always lived like this. I've never really just put myself out there and just done a whole bunch of dumb shit. I just and not repeatedly either. So it is safe to say that you if you plan well, if you lay your plans well, you're gonna be victorious. So therefore, um, which of the two sovereigns is imbued with a moral law? I'm comparing your army to the enemy's army, right? But we're not doing that. We're just saying, like, right now, if you made a comparison in your life to say, is my life going good or is my life going bad? Has the most, which means I would interpret that as, if your good life versus which one has the ability to win? Your bad life or your good life? Your bad life that's going to help you live a long life, right? If your bad life is winning, then you need to hurry up and make some changes. If your good life is winning, then you can stay on the same path that you're going, or you can enhance things to make it an even better life, right? With whom lie the advantages derived from heaven and earth, right? Remember, we talked about heaven and earth. Heaven signifies night and day, cold and heat, times and seasons, and the earth comprised of distances, right? Great and small. Your work or your jobs, or have your jobs been going good, right? Or have your jobs been going bad? If you've had more bad jobs than you've had good jobs, then maybe you're not working the right shift, right? Or maybe you're not working the right days, right? So, if, say, for example, you're now when we talk about Earth, huh, are you using a lot of gas money? Or are you saving gas money? Who's winning? Who's winning? Me, I save on gas because I stay close to home. But if you like to go traveling, you like to go visit your friends, you like to constantly go on dates, you like to constantly go over your friend's house, you're wasting money, you're wasting funds that you could be saving, right? So if your bad habits are winning, that means you need to lay some different plans, right? Um, I'm gonna save that. Okay, so on which side is discipline most rigorously enforced, right? So when he says that, he's saying, is Is the enemy's army more disciplined or is your army more disciplined? Now, if we had to bring that to ourselves and our family, is your family disciplined versus not disciplined? Is everybody in disarray? Everybody doing their own thing? Nobody has no wisdom, no moral, no values. They don't know shit. You ain't do, hey, that's bad. You need to lay some different plans. But is everybody doing well? Fabulous. Okay, that's good. Maybe you can work on some ways to enhance those things, right? So go ahead, go pilot, go ahead. So which army is stronger? Hmm. Are your vices stronger than the good things about you? Is the weed taking over you? Is the booze taking over you? Is the women taking over you? Are your friends taking over you? Are they winning versus you having a good, sound, peaceful life winning? If not, if the other side is winning, you need to make some different plans, right? So this is just laying the foundation of your life. What is it that you want to do? You have to plan. You cannot just live day by day. I guess you could plan day by day. You can get up at 5 o'clock every morning and say, "What am I going to do for today?" Right? But okay, what happens when you don't have your 3 month goal or your 6 month goal or your 9 month goal, your 1 year goal? You haven't set any goals for life. You're just planning day to day. Kind of silly, right? So because what you end up doing is you end up at the end of that year in the same place you were at the beginning of the year. You haven't gotten education, you haven't started a business, you haven't been on your job for a year, you haven't I mean your life has been shitty for the last year, right? You're sitting here wondering when things are going to get better. Okay, they're not going to get better because your planning sucks. You have no goals and you don't even plan for your life to be better. Like a lot of people just I'm a wake up, I'm a smoke some weed, I'm gonna go hang out with my friends, um, or I'm gonna call off, or I mean nothing. You're not really working towards anything, and this is why a lot of times people they look at other people and they get jealous, right? They get jealous because you have disciplined yourself to the point where you're just having a successful, beautiful life. Um, your immediate family, your kids or whatever, your wife, and everybody's doing swell because you have done what you were supposed to do and you continue to do what you're supposed to do, but they aren't doing what they're supposed to do and they continuously misbehave, right? They continue to do everything that they're not supposed to do. And then they look at you and they think you're receiving some type of special attention. No, bitch, I'm not receiving no special attention. I'm just doing what the fuck it is I'm supposed to do. Therefore, I really don't even need any attention. But to you, it looks as if I'm getting special attention when I'm not. You guys ever felt like that? You guys ever felt like somebody felt like that about you? Like you, oh, she just thinks she's so and so. She's just no, no, ma'am, no, ma'am. As a matter of fact, I would really like for you, stupid motherfuckers, to say the fuck about my face, right, and let me continue to do what I'm supposed to do. Hmm. So, on which side are officers and men more highly trained? Are you, if you're in this war by yourself, are you or laying plans for war by yourself? Are you highly trained? Huh? Are you highly disciplined? Hmm? Are you able to multitask? Are you a jack of all trades? Are you do you have like superhuman powers? Basically. And when I say superhuman powers, when I watch movies or TV shows or anything, I'm always looking. I can't even cut my grass. You're not, girl. I can't even cut my grass. Okay. So in that instance, beautiful Halo, you that would be a part of your military expenditure. That would be something. That would be something you would have in your military budget to, to have done for you if you can't do it yourself. I mean, even as an individual, right? Even if you don't have a small army, with you, even as an individual, you still have your military expenditure. You still have your funds. That's so. Sheesh. I don't know. I don't I don't know about beautiful Halo this morning, but okay. Don't fret not, beautiful Halo. That is a part of your military expenditure, right? But hopefully, in order to cut that expense out, you'll move somewhere where grass is not needed, or you'll pluck the grass right out the ground and put some rocks and some dirt and rocks so you don't have to worry. Oh my God, no, I know how you feel about the grass. But anyway, that's a part of your military expenditure that you have to do. However, when resources get tight, you're gonna have to cut that out the budget and get out there and cut it yourself. Okay, yeah, it does give you superpowers. Okay, so are you highly trained? Who's are you more trained than not? Like for me, I can change a tire if I had to. I could always research and figure out how to do things because all the resources are at your fingertips, right? But that's a part of my military expenditure to have somebody else change my oil. So, but I'm speaking in terms of your education, your employment. Like, are you versatile? Um, with me, I'm gonna just tell you right now, I'm gonna fuck up your fries at McDonald's. Fuck it. I'm not gonna do it right? I'm just not gonna do your fast food right? So no, I will not thrive in that type of environment. Now, as a nurse, I can thrive in any area of the nursing field, any area I can thrive because I'm highly trained. And me being highly trained comes from facilities, working in multiple states, and just really mastering my craft, right? So that is, I would consider myself to be highly trained. So, say for example, your maybe you have your MBA. Your My nephew has his MBA. So he works in different areas. So he's very young, right? So what he's doing now is he's gaining his experience to be just well rounded, or that's what I see him to be doing. I haven't asked him if that's what he's doing. That's just my assumption. But for me, that's what I did. I worked in several different places so that I could become well rounded. Some facilities didn't allow us to do wound care, so I wouldn't have got my wound care experience had I stayed at one place. Some places you they don't have it's just things that they don't do, right? So therefore you'll never gain that experience. So in order for you to be a well-rounded nurse and be able to critically think and have that knowledge to better service your patients and your coworkers and your boss, you want to be a well-rounded nurse, right? So I'm highly trained. Anyway, if you're not highly trained, you should be looking into getting highly trained, right? Now, nobody said you have to go out there and hop into some 80 million dollar, program. You can DIY and become highly trained, right? Before September, I didn't know how to make soap. Okay, now I know how to make soap, right? So that I have. That's a part of my arsenal. I can make my own soap. So if long as I keep the product, I can make my own soap, right? And I can have it done in 3 days. Okay, ready to use. So you don't have to go out and get some higher education degree in order to be highly trained. No, you can train yourself right at home, because at the end of the day, if the world shut down, nobody will be able to provide these services for you. You would have to provide them for yourself, right? Uh, Money would be useless. You would have to barter services from each other. Okay, I'll give you 2 eggs for a bag of, or for 4 ounces of sugar. I'll give you, I don't know, one of my bottles of hot sauce if you give me 2 ounces of your Lowry seasoning salt. This is the stuff I'm looking at in my kitchen. But yeah, we go back to the barter system. If the world shut down and there's nowhere to spend money, where are you going to get soap from? Where are you going to get the necessary things? I learned how to make, when my kids were babies, I learned how to make baby wipes, right? Out of paper towels, right? I would save my used baby wipes containers, the one where you flip it open and pull it up at the top and it comes out one by one. I saved that and I learned to make my own baby wipes. And then even with the one that flips open, you have access to all the wipes at one time. I would fold the paper towels and put them in there and make my own baby wipes. So it's almost as if there's not a whole lot that I can't do, right? So I'm highly trained on my job and I'm highly trained at home. Let me tell you guys, I had ran out of dishwashing liquid. And when I went to the store, I forgot to get some. But while I was out, I was looking for some, what is this stuff called? Castor oil. No, not castor oil. Let me see what it is. Um, oh, I didn't know this was tea tree and eucalyptus. But anyway, I was looking for some pure Castile soap, right? Because I want to start making body wash, right? So I went ahead and got me a 32-ounce bottle of Castile soap. And so I was like, oh, fuck me. I forgot to get dishwashing liquid. Damn, I don't feel like going out. I'm not going back out. So what I did was I said, listen, we got enough stuff over here. I've been making soap. I've been making all kind of stuff over here. I know I got something over here that I'm going to be able to make some dishwashing liquid out of. Sure enough, I was on YouTube and I DIY dishwashing liquid. Boom. Had all the necessary items I needed to make dishwashing liquid, right? So what would you do in that instance? Yes, you can be highly trained and educated outside of your home, but what about when you come home? What can you do at home to maintain yourself if the world shut down and you were just closed off in your home? And we can't even reference COVID because we were still able to order things online from Walmart. We were still able to order food, Grubhub, and different things like that. So we were still even able to reach out outside of our homes to get the necessary things that we needed. Do you know how to make bread from scratch? Right? What do you, how highly trained are you at home? Because remember, when you're thinking in terms of the military, they're not having fucking steak and lobsters. They have meals in a fucking bag, right? I've seen some military food, the food that they carry when they're out. They're not cracking open eggs and making filet mignon, and they're not frying up bacon and shit. They're eating out of freaking bags of stuff, right? So in your home, if you could not access resources outside of your home, how would you be able to look in your cabinets and say, what can I feed myself if you're just by yourself? Or what can I do to feed my children? Right? Because for me, I'm gonna open up about 6 cans of corn. I'm gonna put some Lowry seasoning sauce on it, put some hot sauce on it. I might fry it. There's so many different things you can do with corn. I mash it up, put a little sugar in it, blend it. You know what I'm saying? Make it some sweet cream corn, whatever. But how are you highly trained as far as your home is concerned? Right? I'm telling y'all. I'm telling y'all. And then when you want to save money, say for example, you don't want to spend money. Like I'm getting to the point where I don't even want to spend money. I was so damn cheap. I didn't even want to go out and buy me and it's not even that I didn't want to go out and buy any dishwashing liquid. It was just that I'm like, when every time I go to the damn grocery store, the dishwashing liquid is higher and higher and higher, and the the soap powder for your clothes higher and higher. They inch up like 10 cents, like maybe 10 cents, and I'm like, what the fuck? It's too much. So anyway, it just makes me want to be independent, right? As much as I can. So anyway, yeah, how highly trained are you in your home, right? In which army is there the greater constancy, both in reward and punishment? If you're by yourself, I'll just give you an example of what I did in terms of reward and punishment, right? When I was doing my RN, every time I finished a class and passed it, I would buy myself a computer game, right? And that is how I reward myself. A couple of times, I wouldn't buy myself anything, right? Because why would I reward myself and I didn't accomplish anything out of that class? So you can do that with your children. Like for me, I reward my children. Let me tell you, I have to reward these damn kids all the time. I can't tell these kids no for nothing. You know why? Because they do what they're supposed to do. You know why? Because their mama does what she's supposed to do. Okay? And so when they ask me for something, it's like, oh, I gotta give it to them. I gotta give it to them. So they're under constant reward. Now I'm not saying that my kids are perfect. They have their moments, but and then they don't get rewarded. I'll be like, nah, remember 2 years ago you did X. No, I'm only kidding. I don't do that, but no. And then even when they know they haven't been on their best behavior, they know not to even ask. They not crazy, right? But like I said, it's rare, so I rarely get to tell them no. They do know no. They do know what no means, but I rarely get to tell them no. And then put it like this: they don't ask for much. It's not like every day they're like, "Mom, give me so and such." Mom, give me so. No, I mean it's like, I don't know. I would say if they aren't spending their own money, then that's a difference. If they're spending their own money, then it's like, okay, mom, I want to do this, I want to do that. Okay, fine. But when it comes to me spending my money, they ask me for stuff every blue moon. So, oh my god. So anyway, by means of these 7 considerations, I can forecast victory or defeat. So, out of everything that I have explained to you, if the world stopped functioning, would you win or would you lose? Would you starve? Right? According to your abilities. Now, of course, it's a beautiful thing to have your house stocked from ceiling to floor with everything that you need. Right? It's a beautiful thing. But sometimes that doesn't always happen. But can you make do with what you have in your home right now and the skills that you have to function inside of your home? How long would you last? How long would you last in that type of a war where you didn't have any access to any outside supplies? How long would you last? Would you win the war or would you lose the war? I guess basically we could apply that to COVID because a lot of people didn't have savings. A lot of people lost their jobs. Hopefully, everybody has recovered or is continuing to recover. But I know this, so like a lot of people are still getting evicted and different things. But um, when we had that war, which I basically say it's everybody had their own individual war, did you win or did you lose? Right? And based on that war, if you lost, what are you doing differently so that next time, if anything like that ever happened again, you come out on top as the winner, right? If you came out on top, if you won that COVID war, what are you doing now to enhance yourself to even have a more victorious victory? So for me, like I said, I know how to make soap, I know how to make lotions, I know how to make dishwashing liquid. I mean, I already know how to bake bread. I mean, there's pretty much not a whole lot of things that I can't do within my home. So, um, my choice of employment is nursing. So at that COVID time, I was an essential worker, so I never had to stop working, which I didn't want to. I wanted to help people and help families and help my patients and different things like that come through that. But what changes have you made since then, based upon whether you won that COVID war or lost that COVID war, right? So, ooh, so the general that hearkens to my counsel and acts upon it will conquer. Let such a one be retained in command. The general that hearkens not to my counselor, nor acts upon it, will suffer defeat. Let such a one be dismissed. Right? So the plans, remember, this is laying plans, right? This is laying plans, figuring out what time of day you're at your best. That's when you want to get your job, right? Uh, how far are you traveling, using up resources to get resources, right? What's your attitude like when you're out in public, huh? Right? Um, how are you maintaining your supplies? How are you maintaining your transportation? How are what is your military expenditure? What is your military budget? How are you going about doing that? Right? So, I mean, do you reward yourself because you should be. You should not. There should be no paycheck you receive that you don't do something for yourself. Now, I didn't say go out and buy yourself a new wardrobe you get every time you get your check. But here's the thing. Say, for example, the entire 2 weeks, you just had a fabulous 2 weeks. You did everything you were supposed to do. You didn't get into any arguments at work, or you were just in good spirits the entire 2 weeks, and everything. You should reward yourself, girl. Go buy yourself them pair of shoes. Go get yourself that bottle of cologne. Now, I didn't say go buy a $200 bottle of cologne because I saw there's some out there that that expensive, and I don't know. That's the way I go to the groceries for me. But that $40 bottle of cologne, go get that for yourself. Go get that shirt you want. I didn't say Gucci. No, I did not say Gucci. Hey, you have to reward yourself because it keeps you going, right? It keeps you inspired. Okay. So, I mean, yeah, if you don't lay good plans, you're definitely going to lose the war in your life, in your personal life. You're going to lose, right? This is not, I'm not talking about going to war against an enemy outside and different things of that nature. I'm talking about the war that you're in when it comes to maintaining your life and your family's or your family's life, right? Because it's supposed to be the think tank. If you don't want to be the think tank, let your wife be the think tank and keep people out your business. And no, nobody has to know that she's the think tank. But somebody has to be fucking in charge, right? Somebody has to be commander in chief. Somebody has to be the general. Somebody has to be the administrator of the house. Somebody has to be the CEO, right? Somebody has to be the president, okay? Because you have to lay plans and you have to reevaluate them, enhance them, get rid of them, institute new ones, things of that nature. You have to have a fully functioning, thinking brain in order to win any type of war that you're in, especially the personal war, right? So, I mean, this is why a lot of people find themselves on the losing end of the stick because they're not doing what they're supposed to do. They're doing everything that they're not supposed to do. Like I said, doing the right thing in your life, that is the most boringest thing. I'd be like, oh, here I am at the grocery store again. What should I get? Oh, yeah, some chicken, some ground beef, some macaroni and cheese, some cream corn, some current corn kernel, maybe some corn on the cob. Maybe I'll get a roast. What do these kids want? This It's very, very boring. Oh, let me get up and go to work, and oh, let me do this. It's routine. It's very boring, but you know what? It's safe. It guarantees me that I'm gonna make it back home to my kids. Because mind you, when you're out there, it's like you're on the battlefield. You're on the battlefield. When you walk out your door, you are on the battlefield, right? So you can interpret that as you walk out your door, you get in your car, you go to the grocery store, some people fighting in the parking lot. You done came up on a war. Do you want to interfere with that war or do you not want to interfere with that war? How can you how you don't even know what's going on first of all, but will you take it upon yourself to intervene physically or will you take it upon yourself to intervene non-physically, meaning call the police, right? But you're getting into somebody's war now. I mean, either way they're not going to appreciate it. Either way they're not. Some people, you can just see two people fighting, come out your house or come out the grocery store, see two people fighting, and not do a goddamn thing, and they see that you see them fighting, and one of them is gonna be mad at you. Yeah, this bitch walked by and she saw that so and such putting his hands on me and she didn't do shit. Or you can call the cops and then the nigga gonna be like, oh, that bitch called the cops on you. So you you can't win for losing. You can't win for losing. I guess you're just supposed to come out. Don't even we just wait till the fight is over and don't fucking come outside, right? But I mean, it does not matter what you do or you don't do. Either one of them is still gonna be pissed off at you and mad. And next time they see you, they're probably gonna want to do something to you or say something to you or I don't know, scratch up your car, bust out your windows, do some dumb shit. Who the fuck knows? But that's just how stupid people are. You can't even not intervene and not do anything because one of them is gonna still be mad at you. So anyway, um, let me put this one up here. Let me see. Uh, at the Be Co Alpha Female Talk, in your personal opinion, does income, since we're talking about on an individual basis, like in your personal life, um, yeah, it does. Yes, it does. And let me tell you why. Before y'all get into a frenzy and start unsubscribing, calling me a hater, telling me I ain't, let me tell you why. Right? Let me tell you why. Because it says a lot about your abilities, right? What did Sun Tzu say? Let me find that. What did he say? He said, wait a minute, hold on. We're gonna find it. We're going to find it. He said, on which side are officers and men more highly trained? Right? And he also said something else. He said, and I think this other one really pertains to what you just said. He said, which of the two sovereigns is imbued with moral law? That's number one. Number two, ability. The one who is making the more money, they have the most ability, right? Because without their income, will the home be sustained? And then if they're making more money than you, also, what does that mean? Right? Sun Tzu said, on which side are officers and men more highly trained? That means that that person is more highly trained than you. They are making more money than you, which means they have some type of special skill or some higher skill than you have, which means you can't be in charge because you can't finance the war. You could be the secretary. I'm sorry, sir. Makes more bringing the money home. And if you're going to manage it the way she asked you to manage it, or the way she wants it managed, or the way it needs to be managed, then by all means you can be the secretary and you can manage the money. That is a very important position, right? Because now, in order to get to the finances, they got to go through who? You, the man, the one with the most strength, right? She has the brains, you have the strength, right? However, if you're a butt fuck and you're a dummy, she's gonna have to maintain the money and she's gonna have to stay in charge, right? And she's gonna have to delegate to you tasks that don't involve um, the military expenditure, right? So I hope that answers your question. The person that makes more money, it means they're higher in education, they're higher in abilities, they are higher in mental hygiene, they're higher in uh, capabilities, different things of that nature. Now, now this could apply to someone who has made uh, $1 million off of making candles. That means their thought is high functioning, right? So if your husband started a candle making business, right? It doesn't mean that just because he's not financially able to maintain the home at that point in time. But what if he decides, hey, I want to start me a candle making business, and boom, he takes off, and now he done made $1 million just off of making candles, right? Which means he's bringing in a hefty amount. He's bringing in what, $1,000 a month, right, or something like that. It doesn't mean that he can never be in that financial position. However, are you winning at what you're supposed to be doing? What you lay plans to put yourself in a better financial position, right? Just because you're in a certain position today Doesn't mean that you can't lay plans to be in a different position 3 months, 6 months, 9 months, a year later, right? The fact of the matter is that you have to, your mental hygiene has to be there in order for you to lay these plans. Without that, you're going to be stuck in the same spot. When we're speaking of, does income regulate leadership? Sometimes it does, and sometimes it doesn't. The majority of the time, it does. But we know some people are just stupid with money. So your wife or your husband might be the brains of the family, and there's nothing wrong with that. That's what that person making that amount of money. That's what they need. They need some brains. Or why? Why do they need a brains around them if they don't have them? Right? A lot of people have the ability to make a lot of money. A lot of people don't know how to do it. You need somebody around you with some brains, or you need to get some fucking brains. Are you losing or are you winning? Are you losing because of your mind? Or are you winning because of your mind? If you're losing because of your mind, that means you need to think about how to enhance your mind, right? Otherwise, what's going to happen when you go out into the public? The enemy is going to get your money. This is why black people, we have nothing, but we spend the most because we don't know what to do with our money. As soon as we get it, we go give it back to, I don't know, the universe. We'll put it like that. We go give it right back to the universe, right? Via poor military expenditure. We're spending too much. And then a war happens, a COVID or a flu, influenza, or a pandemic, or what the hell you want to call it, happens, and what happens? Your military budget is shit. So yeah, the majority of the time, income does regulate leadership, because I say, first of all, right? If you're so goddamn smart, why aren't you out making your own goddamn money? Why is you trying to tell me how to spend my money? Why the fuck are you telling me how to run my shit? Why are you trying to? How's a broke motherfucker gonna tell you how to run your life? That's just like you listening to a motherfucker in jail trying to tell you how to live your life out here on the street. What the fuck do you know? They done been in jail for 50 years or 27 years, and the motherfucker is in jail trying to tell you how to run your life out here on the goddamn streets where times have changed year after year after year. They're trying to tell you what's fuck. No ma'am, no sir. Okay? So first of all, look at who you with, look at their mental hygiene, look at their finances, look at what they're doing if they are one that is trying to be independent. I'm not talking about your kids. Don't be talking calling your kids broke and shit, right? I'm talking about a person outside of your home trying to tell you how to live your life, and their life is bullshit. It just don't make no sense. Don't make no kind of sense at all. That's just like, me. I have a fucking master's degree in nursing, and I'm gonna listen to somebody tell me, or I'm gonna follow somebody that has only a diploma. It's not gonna happen. I don't give a damn how long you've been a nurse. I don't give a damn what you've been doing, right? I'm just gonna lead myself right here, and you just gonna lead the rest of them, everybody else that listens to you over there. Now, there's one exception to that. If I have deemed that person very, 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 very competent, like, oh man, she's A1, and she ain't got no, she don't have no degree. Somebody better hurry up and then fucking get her in school, right? Because her not having a degree is gonna stop her from. I mean, she's already hindered. She could be probably teaching the masses off of what she fucking knows, right? I run my own shit, my own personal stuff, right? You have to be careful. You have to keep your home life and your work life separate at all costs, right? Because uh, your work could call you and be like, "Oh, can you come in? Can you come into work?" And you're like, "Damn, I gotta do X, Y, and Z at home," and you're like, "Fuck." And then you go in, right? And next week they're calling you again. Can you come in? And then you go. And then the week after that. So every time they're short, they call you. This person is running your fucking life. The work life is good. You got a lot of money, but when you come home, your house is shit. Unless you on call and getting paid, and you know what I'm saying, in some top notch position or whatever, then fine, it's okay. Then you're gonna make provisions for that. But if you're not on call and you not in a high power position or top notch position, or whatever the hell you want to call it, no, no, I'm sorry, can't come in. I'm busy, right? I run my own home. I do not let anybody make decisions in my home except for the people that live in my home. And that's how it should be. Nobody should be running your home from across the street at your job. Girl, you know what I think you should do? I think you should, maybe you shouldn't buy chicken today. Maybe you should buy some steak. No, none of that. It's poor pussy management when somebody has to run your house from across the goddamn street. No. But anyway, yes. So income does regulate leadership. You broke. How you gonna lead anything? You ain't got no money to lead. If I left today and took all the money, who you gonna lead? Yourself right into a hole. So yes, income does regulate leadership. That's in your personal life, right? So it says, while heading the profit of my counsel, while heeding, I don't know, I heeding the profit of my counsel. Avail yourself also of any helpful circumstances over and beyond the ordinary rules, right? So, which means, while heeding the profit of my counsel, avail yourself of any helpful circumstances. Halo, when she said she didn't know how to cut her grass, right? What if her neighbor next door said, "Oh, Miss Halo, I'll cut your grass for you. It's no charge." Yeah, take it. Accept it. Accept it. Right? That's helpful. Her circumstances are being helped. So yes, accept. Right? If somebody says to you, "Oh, I see you like white bread. I just got my wife went to the store and she bought some white bread. She know I don't eat white bread, so here you can have it. Take it. Yeah, take it. That's a helpful circumstance, right? That's just going to add more to your artillery, right, of food. According as circumstances are favorable, one should modify one's plans, right? What did I just say? Always be looking to enhance yourself. Never be looking to stay in one spot. Just because, I mean, unless you have a goal that you're trying to reach and you want to keep things constant so that, don't mess up your goals, by all means do it. However, sometimes you can modify that goal, especially if it'll lead you to meet it quicker, right? So, say for example, you have a car note and you have $5,000 left on your car note, and you come into, I don't know, you slip and fall at the damn grocery store. And whether the versus going to court, the grocery store place they want to settle. And they say, hey, we'll give you $25,000 if you don't go to court. Fuck yeah, I'll take it. And then you go and you pay your car note off. You've reached your goal quicker. Yes. So you can modify your plans to have them be better. By all means, do so, right? A lot of times it means, hey, I thought we was gonna work out, but we're not. You got an 86 that girlfriend, you got an 86 that boyfriend, right? Well, damn. I thought this lamp was gonna be a good lamp, but shit, since I put this fucker into the socket, my electric bill has been through the roof. I'm throwing that motherfucking lamp away. Goodbye. See you later. Right? Modify what you've done for better outcomes. Right? So, hence, when able to attack, we must seem wait. All warfare is based on deception. deception. So, and perception, right? You can have the enemy thinking that you can win, and not they not knowing you can't, right? You can have five people in your army, and they have uh, I don't know 40, and you're like, damn, they got 40 people. They got 40 people. Out of the battlefield and make the enemy think you got more soldiers than him when you really just it's all it's all right. So I mean, hey, you guys, you got to use your brains on that one. So hence, when able to attack, we must seem unable. When using our forces, we must seem inactive. When we are near, we must make the enemy believe we are far away. When far away, we must make him believe we are near. Now, let me tell you how I interpret this. I interpret this as when able to attack, we must seem unable. Somebody comes, your friend comes and knocks at your door and she says, Belinda, can I borrow $50? Right? You're going to be like, dang, girl, I just had to pay such and such, girl. I ain't even got no money. Right? You're making her think that you're unable to give her the $50 when actually you are capable of giving it, but why the fuck should I give it? Go ask somebody else. Why are you at my door asking me? I've never borrowed anything from you. I've never asked you for anything. No, go get it from somewhere else. Goodbye. Right? Remember, you're at war. This is war. This is not casual leisure fun time. All this is the part of your military expenditure, right? You don't spend your military budget on nonsense, right? Tell that person to go down to the fucking shelter, the Goodwill, I don't know, wash some windows, cut some grass, take out some, I don't know, collect some cans. That's what Judge Judy said. Collect some cans, right? You remember, you're laying plans, giving money that you don't have or from your military budget you don't freaking give. I'm sorry, I don't have it, right? When using forces, we must seem inactive, right? Which means, hey, when we're out spending our money, sometimes we got to look broke, we got to look poor, right? We don't want everybody in our damn business. It just depends, right? Sometimes I have to go to the grocery store. Only time I spend what I shouldn't spend when I'm at the grocery store is when I take my kids with me. And I tell you, I leave their butts at home frequently when I go to the grocery store because they just gonna break my pockets, okay? So but when I go to the grocery store by myself, I'll probably spend like $150. That's it. And let me tell you something, $150 is nothing. Nothing. You used to be able to fill a basket up for $150. No, the basket is you probably got like 10 things. $150. Ridiculous. It's ridiculous. So um when we are near, we must make the enemy believe we are far away. Somebody calls you on the phone, and girl, can you I'm over here around the corner at Sophie's house. Can you come pick me up? You be like, girl, I'm way across town. No, I'm way across town. Remember, resources, gas, your military expenditure. Anytime somebody is asking, now she got some gas, girl, you got some gas money? Oh no, I ain't got no gas money, but I'll gladly pay you Tuesday for a hamburger today. Girl, I'm way across town. If I come and get you, my tank gonna be empty and we both ain't going nowhere. Goodbye, right? Make them believe we're near when we're actually far away. Vice versa, when we're far away, uh, make them believe we're near, right? Lay your plans. You have to you got to plan on how not to get got, right? You have to plan on how not to get got because people out there, I'm not going to say that they're the enemy. I'm just going we'll call them friendlies. If they know you, they're friendlies, right? They right. So we'll call them friendlies, right? But you know, hey, just because they friendlies, you don't see the military, handing out all their food or resources because they friendlies. No, military is like, I'm sorry, I can't help you. We ain't gonna hurt you. You're a friendly, but we ain't gonna help you either, right? So I mean, this is laying your plans. How are you going to maintain your home without getting got, and this is how it is when you're at the damn store. So there's even tactics that people use when they go to the grocery store. Versus getting a big basket, they'll get the carry basket. And sometimes if you want to go even spend less, you won't get a basket at all. You'll just pick up what you can carry, right? You'll just pick up what you can carry. So there's so many different ways of managing your military expenditure, right? Your military budget. But I mean, like I said, you have to lay plans. You can't just be stupid, right? So hold out baits to entice the enemy, feign disorder and crush him. We're not gonna go there because this is personal. This is in our own personal lives. This would be concerning, like, enemy outside, and you just really want to stay away from motherfuckers and leave people alone and just stay out their business so they do the same for you. So we just want to skip that one. We ain't going to entice the enemy to do shit, okay? If he is secure at all points, be prepared for him. If he is in superior strength, evade him. Yeah, we just gonna sit that right there with number 20. We're gonna sit number 21 right there with number 20. If your opponent is of choleric temper, seek to irritate him. Pretend to be weak that he may grow narrow. We're gonna sit that 21 and 22 with 20. If he is taking his eat, we're gonna sit 23, 24. We're gonna skip to 25. These military devices leading to victory must not be divulged beforehand. Now, say for example, you decide that you want to go to nursing school. And you have picked out the perfect school, the finances are perfect and everything. You don't want to run around telling everybody that's what you're going to do and that's where you're going to go because, people like to thwart your plans, right? And sometimes you'll seek it away from you. Wait till you get in school, preferably wait till you finish and pass your state board. Then tell everybody negative to say. They can't discourage you. They can't ask you, oh, is it hard? I know you're having a hard time. There's a lot of studying and different things of that nature. Now they'll be talking in past tense. Girl, was it hard? Yeah, well, now that I look back on it, it was a lot of studying, but you've already reached your goal, so there's no way to discourage you because the enemy, friendlies, whoever the fuck it is outside of your home, and sometimes even in your home, will try to discourage you from what it is you're doing. Do not tell what you're doing before you have the opportunity to get it done. You just mess yourself up. You open the door for the enemy. So, now the general who wins a battle makes many calculations in his temple ere the battle is fought. The general who loses a battle makes but few calculations beforehand. Thus, do many calculations lead to victory, and few calculations lead to defeat. How much more no calculation at all? It is by attention to this point that I can foresee who is likely to win or lose. That is saying from my interpretation is that what you continuously weigh, am I doing good or am I doing bad? Who's winning? You doing bad or you doing good? If you're doing bad, you constantly want to recalculate, redo things, enhance things, take some things away because you want to be weighing more on the good side than the bad side, right? The more you do that, the more you plan and change your plans, enhance them, take them out, put some in, do something different, the better your life is going to be. Sometimes you got too many friends. Sometimes you're spending too much money. Sometimes you got too much shit in your house. Sometimes you're driving too far from home. Sometimes you're working the wrong shift. Sometimes you're working too much. Sometimes somebody's actually running your home instead of you. Somebody is actually in control of your mind instead of you. You have to be constantly reevaluating your life, reevaluating your situation, and making needed improvements, enhancements, and takeaways. Right. So yeah. Well, sometimes yeah. Instagram, Facebook. Sometimes I had to really stop Facebook for a minute because I was like, oh, I'm on this every day, for hours. I had to redo that. Even with YouTube, I was on YouTube a lot, and so I'll tell you guys what I decided to do. I decided to uh, start making soap, start making, my own products and things. Start just, learning, I would guess, a new skill. Nothing wrong with that. I'm enhancing my mind. I'm learning. I have something more to teach my kids if need be, and I just have, I have more. I feel better. I'm telling you, I feel 100% better since I've taken up a new hobby, soap making, lotion making. I'm gonna start making body spray and body wash and different things like that. Just something more positive to keep myself busy, because even being on YouTube for hours and hours and hours a day, like, what are you really accomplishing? What are you really learning? So I figure if I have that much time to be on YouTube and Facebook, then I could be doing something better with the time that I'm, spending on these social media sites. But anyway, you guys, that was part one, laying plans. I'm gonna have to change adjust the title. Anyway, I will be back with two, waging war. I hope you guys understood laying plans. I mean, when I say that, a lot of black men are just really headed down the same road of nothingness, it is because they do not know how to uh, properly get their shit together, and they have no backup, right? Some of them have no family. A lot of us come from foster care, right? Group homes, um, living with grandma, living with auntie, never really feeling like we've had a place to belong where we belonged, to really let our hair down, relax, and get our mind together. Which leaves people destitute, right? Not knowing sometimes where their next meal is going to come from, where their next bath is going to come from, where they're going to lay their head. I mean, they are just like, they just don't have the basics down pat. However, what they don't understand is that it's not because of a lot of times it's not because of outside forces. It is because of it's how you are managing your life. I promise you. I promise you, right? Um, there's always somebody willing to give you a chance, right? Being told that they're supposed to fail or being told they aren't black by presidents can be distracting. Well, that's why I don't listen to people. And that's another reason why I always say it is important to have your own mind. If you don't have your own mind, you're gonna follow any damn thing that snatches hold of you. You might be following Freddy Krueger down the damn street, right? You have to have your own mind. You have to be strong in the mind. I don't give a fuck what Biden said or whoever the fuck said it. Kamala Harris says there's no racism. Girl, if you don't have several seats, sit fuck down somewhere and shut up. Quit putting that. See, people like to put shit in your head because they want you to think the way they want you to think. She know it's racism out here. She's experienced it her goddamn self, right? But she gonna tell you that bullshit because she wants you thinking the way she wants you to think, even though she don't think that way. Only because she may be thinking somebody told her it was for the greater good. Girl, That's why you keep your own mind, because as soon as that shit come out her mouth, you be like, "Bitch, she on some bullshit. I can't trust this bitch, right? I can't trust her. Look at what's coming out of her mouth. Talking about there is no racism. Who the fuck she thinks she's trying to pull the wool over? Whose eyes she trying to pull the wool over? That's how you know whether you should listen to a motherfucker and follow them or not. Look what came out of her mouth. I wouldn't follow her to a goddamn pot of gold, right? I'm shooting for the diamonds. Anyway, um, I gotta go. I got a couple things I have to do. So I will figure if I'll come back later. If I come back later, I'll give a good half an hour, 45 minutes to let you guys get notified or whatever. And I think I might come back. Yeah. Give me till about 6 o'clock. I'll be back at 6 and we're going to go to number 2, waging war. Like I said, I hope this was helpful. I wish I could cut off the first part because that did not go well. But anyway, can somebody put on here where it actually starts without all the friction and BS at the beginning? I would really appreciate it, or I might just do it myself. But if I don't get somebody to get to it before I get to it, I would really appreciate it. Like, content starts at such a, point. Anyway, I will see you guys at 6 o'clock. All right. Bye.